Guten Tag, YouTube. This is Lego Nokia 101 speaking. Now, today I'm going to be reviewing the Cross-Figure Series 04 Dorulumon. Now, first things first, this guy did come with a Digimemory. Sadly, though, I lost it, but I think I remember it being Dorulumon. Correct me if I'm wrong in the description. Anyways, moving on. Dorulumon, I definitely like what they were going for with this guy. This wolf-lion hybrid, some metallics with some spikes and drills coming out of it. Really makes him look mean, but problem is he's kind of not as thick or bulky as he is on the actual TV, on the actual anime show. The American version of this toy does correct this, but I don't have it with me, and besides, it looks kind of chunky. But yeah, for postability, head can't really move all that much. However, for the legs, it's basically ratchets galore. You have ratcheting 360 at the shoulders, palms can bend on a ratchet, and as for the hind legs, you have ratcheting 360 at the hip, and then they can go in and out one click, but that's mainly for the combine mode. The paws can move, the tail, it's not exactly a ratchet as it can be positioned anywhere. So yeah, that's pretty much all Dorulumon can do alone. I don't think you can really get that much out of that much poses out of Dorulumon, especially for walking. But however, you can get him into this. Okay, yeah, you can't really get him into a stretching position because of this piece that becomes ×3's heal. But basically, that's all Dorulumon can do on his own. Anything else requires Shoutmon or Ballismon. And speaking of which, let's get into one of the combine modes. So first things first, pretty much just rip Dorulumon into 4 pieces. Then put these handles down, then straighten out the hind legs, and then the paws will fit into these holes, and then these 2 dents will line up with these bumps on the inside. It's sometimes getting them together is easier said than done. There we go. Basically, you want this to be pointing back in order to get it in. And we'll just get a few things in line. Then we're gonna remove Shoutmon's mic, and he'll basically grab onto the handles of the fully completed Dorulumon cannon, which, to me, does look rather interesting. This, you're basically supposed to leave off to the side, but I kind of like to fit it in there just so that there aren't any parts left behind, but yeah, there you go. Here is Shoutmon plus the drill cannon, and I guess it is interesting. I'm not sure what to say about it, but nonetheless, the one plus side about it is that Dorulumon's practically ready for the combination, for the full combination. And to get there, remove the head, remove Shoutmon, and then somewhat transform Ballismon into his ×2 formation. The only difference is that we're taking his head, putting it on the left shoulder, bringing up the legs, and then when we split the body in half, we bring down Shoutmon's tail to bring up the head. And don't forget to better not forget to extend the arms. Now as for this, pick up the handles, and then rotate this section about 5 clicks. Bring these down. Then I kind of like to bend these forward 1 click. That way we get the upper body to look straight. Because I have heard a lot of people complain about. The posture of the figure, which we'll get to later. Anyways, I'll go like that. Pick up the camera, and we're gonna take Dorulumon's head, plug it into the right shoulder, and then this piece on Shoutmon's mic will come off and essentially form the headpiece. And here is basically times 3. Here's Shoutmon times 3 or Shoutmon cross 3 if you're viewing this in Japan. And this is, don't forget to spread the legs. This is actually pretty darn cool. Honestly, kind of like how they mostly conceal the blue on Ballistamon. Though it's kind of sad how because I feel like blue could have added to the color scheme. But then for posability, head can't really move. The headpiece can move from side to side, though it looks a bit odd. Arm articulation is pretty much the same as Ballistamon's. Wrists are a little bit... The wrist got stuck on me. As for the legs... Oh, and he has an ab... And he does have a slight ab crunch. As for the legs... Don't really get that much. You get forward and back on the hips, then in and out 1 click, 2 clicks at the knee, and then 1 at the foot. Tail itself has the same articulation as Dorulumon. And then moving on to the posture issues that I've heard about. Basically, what a lot of people have complaining about is that if you have the legs like this, the upper body's basically pointing down. Now I've seen Transformers and Power Rangers story reviews basically bring these down and have them act as the actual feet. They do work if you have it on the default position, but on the way I did it, he's basically looking up. Now you can basically the Shoutmon times as for Shoutmon times 4, the formation is kind of lazy. It's just Shoutmon times 3 with the Star Sword, which I'm forming right now. So just the Pikmons like that. Peg Starmon in place. This is basically the canon version of Shoutmon times 4. I've got my own, which I honestly find kind of lazy, it's just times 3 plus the Star Sword. I've got my own version of... Thankfully, I've got my own version of Shoutmon times 4, which is basically times 3 plus plus Beelzebubon, which I'll review later. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Overall, it's a good figure, though kind of lazy, but overall, Dorulumon's a cool looking beast, and Shoutmon times 3 is also pretty cool in terms of design, though times 4 kind of lazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Lego Nookie 101 saying Auf Wiedersehen.